Hello, my name is Jen Carnine, and today I'm going to make one of my favorite snacks, chocolate chip cookies. I'm not much of a cook. Actually, I don't like to cook very much, but baking cookies is something I can actually handle. Baking chocolate chip cookies is something I enjoy doing with my daughter Madison to enjoy some bonding time while making a yummy treat in the process. I love the smell of hot cookies coming out of the oven, and I enjoy a warm cookie and a glass of milk. Secretly though, my favorite part of making chocolate chip cookies is eating the batter. I've actually made the chocolate chip batter and never even baked the cookies. I usually like to prepare in advance. Since I don't bake very often, I usually have to go to the store and buy fresh ingredients. Some of the ingredients that we need are here. You need salt, chocolate morsels, wax paper, flour, sugar, brown sugar, vanilla, baking soda, eggs, and butter. You'll also need to have a measuring cup and measuring spoons, a hand mixer, you'll also need a cookie sheet, a spatula, and a spoon. My favorite kind of chocolate chip cookie is the popular Nestle Toll House cookie recipe, which is what I will be using today. You can find this recipe on nestleusa.com, or you can also find the recipe on the back of the morsel package. There are several other sites online that you can go to find this recipe, such as allrecipes.com, baking911, or verybestbaking.com. Like I said, there's many other sites that you can go to, but those are some of the sites that I used for baking cookies today. Prior to baking, you'll need to gather all of your supplies, which I showed you. You will also, in addition to those things, need a large mixing bowl and a small mixing bowl. You can either use wax paper or wire racks to cool your cookies. I don't have the wire rack, so I use the wax paper and I just put it on my counter. And when I'm done, I just put the cookies on the wax paper. First, you're going to take the small bowl and you're going to combine 2 1/4 cup all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, and then you can put those to the side. Then in the large bowl, you can combine your butter, which I usually set out about 45 minutes prior to baking my cookies so that it's nice and soft. So it's easy to stir. You'll need 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. You'll need 3/4 of a cup of packed brown sugar, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, you'll beat these ingredients until they're creamy. You can use a hand mixer or you can do it by hand, whichever is easiest for you. I prefer to do it with the hand mixer to save my hand and my wrist. Once you get this creamy, then you take your eggs and you take 1 egg at a time and you mix each egg separately. Take your second egg and do the same thing. Be sure to beat the mixture well after your egg additions. Once that's nice and creamy, you can see in the bowl that it's pretty creamy. Then you can slowly add your flour mixture. I usually just add a little bit at a time. Mix it. Added about half of it at that point. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the other half. Then I'm going to set that bowl aside as well. Continue mixing. You want to mix until it's completely mixed together and creamy. Okay. When it's completely mixed, you can go ahead and add your chocolate morsels. Maybe I should have added a scissors. I usually don't add all of them at the same time. And we just mix those in. And then you can pour the other half of the bag in. Okay, once the batter is completely mixed, it should look something like this. And then what I usually do is I just use just a regular kitchen spoon, kind of mix it a little bit together. Obviously you want to make sure that you wash your hands before you start this project. And then I just put a scoop of the batter on the cookie sheets. I usually put about 3 across depending on the size of your cookie sheet. And of course, I'm tempted to eat the batter right now because that's my favorite part. I'll wait till later to do that. This recipe makes about 5 dozen cookies depending on how big the cookies are or the scoops that you put on the cookie sheet. Okay. Once your cookies are put on the cookie sheet, then you can take the cookies cookies in the oven. Set your timer for 9 to 11 minutes. I usually set mine for 9. And then if I need to bake them more, I can go ahead and do that. Once the cookies are complete, then you can go ahead and, when you take them out of the oven, use your hot pad, of course, remove them from the oven, and then I usually let them sit for about 2 minutes on the pan. After I let them sit, then I'll scoop the cookies off and I'll put them onto the wax paper that I have sitting on the counter, and they can cool the rest of the time. So, baking chocolate chip cookies from scratch and following the easy recipe that I just demonstrated, it's tons of fun. It's really good. So when you're finished, grab a glass of milk and enjoy.